Today, we're going to have a podcast where we're going to
Clock that
tea!
So, since we're leaving February and we're going into Women's History Month, a double whammy, we're going to introduce two of our Tampa Bay ladies from our community champions, Dr. Phyllis Tucker Wicks and Dr. Tucker Johnson. Y'all know I don't do nothing without my tea. So, good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
We're so honored to have you. You have been such a pillar in our community, especially to our youth. So, how are you guys doing today?
We're fine, thank you. And thank you for having us.
So, I know one of you is still in the school and one of you is retired. How did that happen?
Okay, so I'll go first. I'm the one that's in the school. I'm Dr. Tucker Wicks. And one of the things that I pride myself on, I have a passion for teaching children. So I've actually been in 44 years. And coming up will be my 45th year. I retired in 2015 and I came back. And the way the district does it is you can't come back as a full-time teacher, so I substituted. And once I substitute that 1 year, I was hired by actually a gentleman by the name of Mr. Nelson, Robert Nelson, who is now in the district at Plant High School. And I was hired as a temporary teacher, and then I was rehired back in at Young Middle Magnet School. So everything's been working smooth ever since.
And that's Dr. Phyllis Tucker Wicks, for if y'all don't know who is who. So how about you?
So, and thank you for asking. I'm so excited, number one. I love your audience. I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for having us. Well, my path actually took a sidetrack. We lost our dad in 2012, and then I retired. One of the reasons that I ended up having to retire is because, he was the bishop of our church. And so with that being said, you know how God just speaks to you and let you know what your next path is and the next travel that you will make. My brother and I were in a position to move forward because we were already ordained in the church to move forward with the ministry. So that led to my retirement. And of course, I have to say, by that time, I had already pulled in my 30 years. I had already had my children. My children were adults. So I kind of just ended up falling into the path of where God led us. And so that's where we are, and that's led to my retirement. But I never like to say retirement because you already know. If you don't know, we retire to work.
Well, that's tea for me. And I want to thank you for answering that. But next question. How do you guys feel about the impact of DEI, whether it's negative or positive?
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to make sure we define DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And for me, I truly believe firmly that the present, the past, and the future must walk together. There's no separation. I mean, in order for you to be able to do anything in the future, you have to be in the present. And the present has to connect back to the past in order for you to see where the future is going to be. So with that stated, there's no way anybody, I don't care who you are, can get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So with that stated, we're going to always walk with our past, our present, and future. Now, whether you know what your past, your present, and your future actually is, that's going to be up to you. That's why the verse says, seek and ye shall find. So we have to continue to research who we are.
Yes, ma'am. And I know you have some issues. You have had some issues. I've been reading the comments about everybody saying something about the queen and how she's not of our culture or our blackness because she's Afro-Latina.
So let's take it back a little bit when you talk about the queen. So for the studio audience who are not aware of what you're talking about, with the National Juneteenth Ambassador program, we have created a Juneteenth superhero. And with this Juneteenth superhero, she ended up being Hispanic and Afro-Latina. And I don't think a lot of people understand where we're going with our script, because when I originally started with this entire vision, when the way the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me, I actually started out, if you go back and you look at some of our trailers with our Juneteenth superhero, you will see that I started out with a young lady that was our junior Miss Juneteenth here in Tampa Bay. And she was Afro-Latina. And she actually stepped into this role prior to us actually getting on the screen and moving forward. With now we're on our 5th episode, which I'll talk about that a little bit later. And what she did was, when she stepped into the role, everything was filmed with her from the back. Nobody ever saw her face. We never turned her around. Go back and look at the trailers. Never turned her around. And as I continued to pray and ask God for the vision for where we were going with this, one day I heard the voice audibly, turn her around. And what she is it. So when I turned her around, of course, there would have been some issues. And for people who are suffering with colorism or suffering with racism, and I use the word suffering because it goes back to what my sister said about being in touch with our past. There is no one so-called race. Everybody is mixed with something, whether we want to accept it or not. When you do your history, you'll find that to be so. So with that being said, I do understand where we're going in the direction that we're flowing with this. She has had a lot of trouble. She has had issues with some of the students getting online and saying little things about her, berating her as a wannabe, saying she's too white to be black, too black to be white, all of that. And so, once again, prayer brought it to my attention that I will be dealing with colorism, racism, and any other ism that is not truthism, so that we can bring a lot of this stuff to the forefront. So when you follow us, which you already know some of the things that's going to happen in the future as we continuously move forward, you're going to find that there's more than one superhero. And just because it started out that way, I love the idea of the piquing of the interest. So with that being said, I will not tell you the secret. Everybody has to follow us to follow and see exactly how this is going to end up. There you go, DEI. And you know what it means for me? Do everything intuitively. There you go.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you for coming onto my show and answering these questions. But now we're going to move forward to our first official guest, Mr. Scotty G.
My name's Mr. Scotty G. I'm so thankful to be here. I'm gonna teach y'all a new song. Y'all know how new songs go, but I just need you to vibe with me, all right? Come on, how many of y'all love Jesus in this place? I will lift my hands in worship, for you are God, and God alone. You're never ending in grace and mercy, for you sit high on the throne. If I have faith, I will overcome. I shall if I have peace, I shall overcome. That's the first part. Now y'all know it. I need y'all to join me. Would you put your hands together like this? Come on. My hands, I hear you. You are God on the throne. Yeah. For you sit high those hands together.
We're gonna welcome Mr. Scotty G back to the stage.
Yeah. So good to see y'all. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. It's been so long.
Surprise.
Yes, I could not miss it. Yeah.
That was a truly amazing show that you just put on.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Well, we've had a lot of questions about the production, like things like how do you get in and where do you go to sign up? You've been here for 2 years now. What are your experiences?
Well, I would say it like this. I truly believe nothing happens by accident, right? And just the same way Dr. Tucker Johnson said that the Lord spoke to her and literally directed her with regards to the Juneteenth cartoon, I feel like that's how I ended up here. No one can really explain how the steps ended up this way, but I got a call and I heard about this production. And I said, what? We're emphasizing and highlighting Black history in schools throughout Tampa? Why not, you know? And I came on, and the first time it was just one song, y'all remember? And I was sitting there and I said, oh my goodness, you know, there was another young lady there, and you'll hear from her later most likely, and she was doing all this work, and I said, well, you know, I could carry more weight here, you know, I don't have to sing just one song, but humbly the first time around, you know, I just did what I needed to do, and just like that, one step after another, the Lord opened another door. And there was a need at another show. Hey, you know, we need this instead of that, and ended up 2 songs, and then it ended up more. And you know, so nothing by accident. I truly believe that if you are where you need to be in God and in life, that your gift will make room for you. The doors will open on their own, and I believe that's what happened. Yeah, we gonna clap that too, right?
And can I say, and he did such an excellent job. It was almost if when we went to these schools, you would just be shocked at how many people literally thought he was a superstar. They were just trying to figure out which one was he. Was that Barry White or what? It was just amazing. So we are just so happy to have you a part of the team.
I appreciate it.
my
Can we
God.
clap it up one more time for this awesome I want to mention this, and I feel like this is so important. So before connecting with such an awesome opportunity, and mind you, right, each sister, as much as they look exactly alike, they come with 2 separate, hugely important, significant items, you know, and there's multiple pieces in each. But before I met them, you know, I was doing what I do in the church, and you know, maybe privately, I had some vocal lessons on the side, but nothing with the confidence and the true belief that I have now. I mean, just like what you said, there is nothing like you opening the curtains, and just by your face, even before you sing a note, just by your outfit, I mean, there are screams from the left to right. I mean, there was points even in the shows, and I'm sure we'll clip in some some highlights where literally it's like, okay, you got to be careful giving out those flowers now because they are out there tackling each other trying to get to you, you know. And it's like that kind of confidence doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by yourself. Like sometimes you need a pat on the shoulder to say, hey, you're headed in the right direction. You're doing the right thing. And I believe that that's how a song like My Peace that y'all heard today was birthed. The confidence saying, God has given me something, and whether I am Luther Vandross or whether I'm Donnie McClurkin, I'm going to give these people everything, and I'm going to make them feel, I'm going to understand the assignment, and I'm going to deliver the assignment each time. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
I feel like he said something very, very, very significant, and the word was connection. And by us being identical twins, what's interesting to me is from her creative juices, flows, whatever you want to call it, I wrote my first comic book over this character.
Wow.
So it was almost as though, it's almost like, what is that song, Order My Steps in the Lord?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like the steps have been ordered already, and we're just stepping into it. I always tell my students all the time, I say, listen, you're not in my classroom just by accident. You're in my classroom because you're supposed to be in my classroom at this time, at this moment. And it's very interesting to me because these last few years, I've had people in my classroom by the name of Job, Michael,
Come on.
John.
Come on.
Don't get me started, because I was saying all 66 books in the Bible. I didn't have a Moses.
Be
So
ready.
I'm just saying, and so I know that there's some sort of spiritual connection, some sort of divine message that's supposed to come out of all of this, and I believe it's a connection. And that's where I am. Like some of the kids that's in the audience now are my students, and they're supposed to be here at this time, at this moment. Everybody couldn't make it, but the ones that's here, they're here for a purpose. They probably will tell you to get an A out of class, but I'm just saying that they're here for a purpose. So thank you for that.
I was just gonna say, it reminded me of when I used to be at Sly Middle School, and we had a young guy. I know everybody will say no, his name was Jesus. This kid's name was Jesus. And the reason I never forgot this story is because one day over the radio, somebody came on there and said, "Send Jesus to ISS." And when I tell you, I'm like, if Jesus is going to ISS, it's a I had to throw that in
He
there.
was going to save somebody.
Yeah, it's an integrated system.
That's
what
what
it
it
is.
was. Send Jesus, we need Jesus.
That was good. That was good. So I had to say that. Thank you for that memory.
On that note, I think we truly exalt everyone's passion for the production and everything that they have put into this. We have come so far, and I think God's purpose is going to continue to bless us and continue to help us grow throughout this production.
Amen.
There's more surprises to come. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again. Thank you. What's up, guys? Darius Washington here, Executive Director of Faith Life Community Center and pastor of Avenue Tampa. Guys, where do I begin? Black History Productions that I was able to be a part of and perform with the Tucker twins were absolutely amazing. I always, as a child, I remember growing up in middle school at Rogers Middle School and meeting one of the Tucker twins, Dr. Falitha Tucker Johnson, and she was our student intervention specialist at the time, and I would get in trouble all the time and get sent to her office, and Dr. TJ, as we affectionately call her, she was able to see something in me that other students and other teachers and other administrators was not able to see, and that was a gift in music. So she told me about the Black History Productions, and the rest was history. She found a place for me to exercise my gifts, and she transformed basically potential into performance. I would tour with Blessed Productions, middle schools, high schools, elementaries, and we would educate, inspire, and encourage the next generation to really, really believe in not only their Black history and their heritage, but the gifts that were on the inside of them. I'm forever indebted, as I stated before. What an amazing experience that I had in middle school and high school. Matter of fact, my administrators were concerned that my grades would skip when I would leave school to attend the productions and go to the assemblies. And I ended up graduating with 4.5 GPA and graduated a year early as a junior. So shout out to the Tucker twins and Blessed Productions for helping me to find an avenue where my gifts could be just realized. You know, one of my highlights and favorite moments from the Black History production was at Orange Grove Middle Magnet School when I portrayed the character Ray Charles, and I had to play and sing with my glasses, and I embodied the character in full fashion, and it was phenomenal. At the time, the school board member Jack Lamb actually wrote a commendation letter about the performance. It was just amazing to be amongst such an amazing group of creatives, and I'd do it all over again if I was 13 or 12, but here I am now, almost 20 years later, still actively in performing arts, and I just do it at a different level now. So shout out to Blessed Productions, the Tucker twins. I'll forever ever be grateful for the experiences that I had with the Black History Productions.
Hold on. We just got word that there is a special guest, and one of you used to be his teacher. Mr. Derek Cotman, come on out. So what brings you by?
Oh my God, know, I just heard about the tea. I heard that you was doing this thing. I heard that my favorite teacher was here. I heard that, you know, we were gonna have a good time, and I was ready. I was making sure I had to get me some tea so you could clock me real quick.
Okay.
You know.
Every time. It is.
Yeah, I know that's right. So, okay, but you know, I just wanted to come and share my experience and what I had, you know, growing up as a youth and in the ministry and in school and all those things. And it's so good to see this beautiful artist. Hi, audience. How y'all doing? Hey.
So go ahead. Tell us about it.
Well, about it. Well, so I met Doc. Maybe I was in the 6th grade. She don't know this part, but I know this part. I had got in trouble, and I got sent to her office. And at this time, I believe she had just moved from a school that was very far, and we both kind of like was just both starting this new experience at Sly, because everybody was like, "Oh, this is a bad school, this, that, and the other." And I got sent to her office, and from the first time I walked in that office, I mean, literally, it just felt like everything was just going the way that was going on in my life. I just couldn't, I can't really explain it, but you ever had like that feeling that you just know that everything's gonna be all right? So, in that moment, in that instance, that's when I first met her, and I was like, dog, I like this lady. And now I ain't gonna tell her this, but I wasn't gonna tell nobody this, but I tried so hard to get in trouble just to go back to her office. That's how bad it was. I had to go there. So, moving from that point, in the 7th grade, that's when I really started kind of like getting to know her, because at that point they didn't kind of, she was more into like the transitioning students and stuff like that, the ones that was getting ready to go to high school. So I got to know her, and she was working the cafeteria for, she used to work the cafeteria like around about second periods, second lunch schedule, whatever. And she used to work the cafeteria, and I used to walk up for one. I walked up to the front of the line because I was trying to skip everybody. I was trying to skip everybody. So, sneak my way in, and then, but I used to sit up there and I used to sing, used to be up there just singing old songs, be up there. Bet you wonder how I knew about your plans to make me feel.
That's
I used to be sitting up there and singing, right? Just singing up under my voice, and she'd be like, "You got a little voice." I'm like, no, just up here chilling.
And what was so good about it and so interesting about it, I'm so happy to see you. What was so interesting about it is that every song, and he used to sing like this all the time, guys, and every song used to be old school. And I remember telling you, you had an old soul. And after a while, y'all already know. Recruitment.
Right. And as she said recruitment, she was talking about, I got a sister. I said, you got a sister? Yeah, I got a sister. She does these programs, this like Black History program, and we go to all the schools and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, so like we're trying to get ready to do some things, and I just want you to meet her. And she's like, but first, I need you to come to my church. I was like, what? Now back then, I was like, I'm not going to no church. I already got issues going on and things like that. So I was like, oh, okay, And eventually she kept pressing it. And, I was like, you know what? Come get me, Doc. Doc had got me in this old raggedy van. Stuck. It was hot, the windows, but we got to where we had to go. So, and I thank God for that, because it was just the stability and she kept pressing on me. Then when I got to church, I seen the experience. I seen that she had nothing but, the choir was youth. It was my age. So it was like relatable. So it was like, okay, so we all trying to strive to do something better in our life, and we all seeking Christ. We all want to change where we're at in our life. And then I seen Dr. Tucker Wicks. the great Dr. Tucker Wicks. Mm-hmm. So when I met her, and she was like, let me hear you sing this out the drop it down. I'm like, wait a minute. We ain't even got it to me. You ain't even let me marinate. You just ready to cook. So I met Dr. Wicks, and I sung a little bit, and she said, I think we could do something. Like, you sound nice. And she used to call me James Brown when I used to sing in the church, because I used to like hop around and slide on the floor and all that. So she used to call me James Brown. And so eventually we moved. I got into the production. And we did. I think we did. My first one was Johnny Gill.
Listen, you played everybody from Johnny Gill to James Brown.
James
Wait,
Brown.
why don't you?
Why don't you hit a little Johnny Gill for us?
I don't think I just believe you. We can just hear it.
Oh my God!
Teatime, don't y'all want to hear it?
I would love to.
Girl, now you know you need to stop.
Look, y'all,
Y'all ain't gonna force my hand.
Just a little bit.
I'm a press it just like Doc did.
What you say?
I'm a press it just like Doc did.
Oh, I'm gonna press you back. Okay, let me see. Oh, I ain't do this in so long, y'all.
You still got it. You still got
I don't know about that. Slip on your red dress and slip on your high heels and some of that sweet perfume. It sure looks good on you. Slide on your lipstick. All right, that's it. I don't want to play no more. I don't want to play no more.
That's my son. That is my son.
But it was just such a great experience. You know, from you two, it was always love. It was always support. I mean, from graduations and everything. I mean, what other? It was just a beautiful and exciting experience. And if you needed help, please. Because if you was quiet, they wasn't gonna do nothing. They'll tell you quick, like closed mouths don't get fed. I be like, man. But you know, if you need the help and the support, they will always be there for you. And I'm just so excited to come clock the tea with y'all and just chop it up and just show y'all my experience. It was wonderful. Oh.
You got me saying bye.
Sit down, Doc. That's it. You so funny.
Thank you for dropping by. Oh, okay.
What is that?
Oh,
my
I'm so
God.
sorry. I forgot to explain to y'all. Doc had created this program that was called Team. And in this program, it was basically to help us come together as, you know, because at that time it was more diversely black at Sly. So it brought us together so we came together to have, like, you know, do field trips, do certain things, and try to, like, help us with our schooling and outreach and stuff like that. And at the time, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I just joined the club because they created clubs, and I just joined the club. And I joined her club because I knew her. And but it was really good experience. And what we did was we basically we did so many things. And at this particular trophy, I brought this particular trophy because she all gave everybody specific trophies of what their role was in, like, the team or whatever, whatnot. And she said, now I normally give this trophy to the president of the team, but the president of the team this year just didn't fit the criteria. And then she was like, the leadership trophy is supposed to be for him, but I'm gonna give it to you there because you did everything that was set out to do. So I had to come show y'all that what she
Is there a
did.
year?
It was 2009 to 2010, right? That's so low. I'm old.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No worries.
Two, 1, 2. I guess let's record right now. We can start right now. Let's run it. DJ Sandman here. I had to jump on, tell you about two of my favorite people, right? Big inspirations to me growing up, the Tucker twins. Miss Tucker number 1, Miss Tucker number 2. So look, I'm like 13, 14, 15, just learning about life. I had Miss Tucker number 1 at Madison Junior High School, and she was a big inspiration to me. And then I had Miss Tucker number 2 at Robinson High School, right? So, but let me tell you about them, because not only were they my teachers, they were they showed up every day, Monday through Friday, in the classroom, teaching us knowledge, you know, the school curriculum. But not only that, they also taught me a bunch of other things and inspired me in other ways, because they weren't only my teachers, they were like local celebrities. They were superstars, because what I saw is them showing up for us students every day, like I said. But at the same time, they're in the community doing things, giving back to the community. They're swashbucklers. They're dancing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're winning beauty pageants. They're in Jet Magazine. They were so much more than teachers. They were just teaching us and then showing us to go for your dreams, you know, and do what you want to do. I remember being at Madison, and you know, I'm just learning hip hop. I'm falling in love with hip hop. I'm listening to like UTFO, Houdini, Mantronics, Run DMC, Fat Boys, LL, all these groups, right? And I remember one of our assignments, the whole class, is we had to write a rap and come and perform in school. Like, that was our class assignment. And I was so shy. I remember when Miss Tucker called me up, I'm not gonna lie, I took the L. I took the F on that assignment. I had a rap written and I was ready to go and spit it in the class, but I was so shy. I was afraid to do it. And then I remember another kid got up in front of the class and he did his rhyme and he spit a Run DMC. He did Sucker MC's Run DMC. And I think he got an A, because not a lot of people were into hip hop too heavy like I was, but I knew that he stole Run DMC rhyme. Nobody else knew. And I was so mad about that. And I'm like, look, I can't not get up and rap anymore or express myself. And then I remember Miss Tucker number 2 at Robinson. I had like the hardest time reading out loud in class. She would always pick me. I'm messing up words. I'd be embarrassed, put my head down and all that stuff. But I just wanted to say that. And then I also remember they had a record on the radio, right? The Tucker twins, our teachers, had a record on the radio. They would write up the phone number for WTMP, have us call in and request it. That was like a big deal to us, you know? And then later, you know, after school, I'm out of school and I'm trying to become, you know, DJ Sandman, or I'm becoming DJ Sandman. And they were just a big inspiration, you know, looking back, seeing what they did in the community, seeing what they taught us, and just showing us that you can go for your dreams and you can be more than one thing, like not just a teacher. Like, they're in the church, they're in the community, they're in the music scene, they're at Bobby Brown video shoots. Man, they even had a bodyguard at one time. Rest in peace to Crowdy Mac. But I definitely got to say that I love the Tucker twins. They were a big inspiration to me and, you know, thousands of my friends, like a lot of my friends. Everybody talked about the Tucker twins. I just want to say thank you all, love you, and continue doing what you're doing and being an inspiration and shining your light on the whole world. Peace.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Kiki, and I'm just sitting here reflecting on some beautiful things, okay? First things first, I want to give a huge shout out to the Tucker twins. I love y'all so much from the bottom to my heart, okay? I'm so thankful for you ladies. And the fact that I see you, y'all are still out here 30 plus years later, still adding on to the Blessed production, still being able to do the Black History production, still being able to educate and uplift and provide the community about Black history. You know, it's not just Black History Month. It's Black History 365. We Black today, we Black tomorrow, and we'll forever be Black. And one thing that you ladies have taught me, besides what me doing my red light, green light, little skit, was keep God first. And not just with keeping God first, but also stay confident and true within yourself. And one thing that I've learned about with the Black History production is we've learned to be confident. We learned to be true to ourselves and also have God by our side and put him first. And I'm thankful for you ladies. From the moment that my mom put me and my sisters with the Tucker Twin annual production, like when I was like, 5, 6 years old, till now, it's the same feeling that I get when I think about being with you ladies and being a part of the production. Learning about everything. I'm talking about Morgan in the traffic light. I'm talking about Martin Luther King Harriet Tubman, the Black Panther. We learned about everything all in one. And it was something to not only just educate us about our history, but also educate us about everything that was also going on around us. And I'm so thankful for y'all. And I'm grateful and to be a part, to be able to share this with y'all, just being able to reflect it, and reflect about it. And y'all are like backyard heroes, unsung heroes, and y'all deserve to be forefront. Y'all deserve y'all flowers. And the school board should be proud. They should be lucky because y'all are amazing. But I thank y'all and I love y'all. I can't wait to see the rest of the production, baby. Thank y'all, though. Continue to doing what you ladies are doing and continue with giving the community history about being Black. Thank you, ladies. I love y'all.
Hi, my name is Woodrow Walton, and I am a native of the Cayman Islands who moved to Tampa, Florida in the early 1980s, where I attended the Hillsborough County School System schools and attained my education. This is where I met the Tucker twins. They were one of the many mentors and educators who pushed me to achieve the best that life could offer. They created the Black History Performance Tour, where we as students and other performers were able to tour the Hillsborough County School System with this performance educating faculty and students about Black history. This program played an intricate part in my life, and many students saw it as a day off from school. I saw it as another day to add to my resume and the love of theater and dance and music. Being a part of this program gave me the opportunity to study dance, acting, music, theater throughout all of these shows and the world. After graduation, I was into the professional world. The program played an intricate part in shaping my life as well as my growth, both as an individual and a professional performer. I also found a passion for teaching the next generation. The show still currently tours Hillsborough County School Systems today. I just recently got a chance to visit one of those shows and watch the performance. To my surprise, many of my former students and current students are in the show. Made me very, very proud to be a part of this program. Today I want to say thank you to the Tucker twins and give them their flowers for making me who I am today due to this program and allowing me to attribute my success to not only my parents, family, and most of all God, but thank you to the Tucker twins.
So I will give you all of your flowers today, whether pink, white, or red. I'd rather give you all of them now than a truckload when you are dead.